The principles of regulation are to allow a framework in which business can operate, but provide it the rules under which it needs to comply. And the difficulty with regulation is it's written, it's adopted, and that's it. It is hard for regulation to keep up with change. However, the simple fact is you can't pollute. You mustn't pollute. If you pollute, you pay. The polluter pays. Forgetting for a moment any corporate social responsibility you have. Purely financially as a company, you must prevent pollution. So yes, you're doing that at the moment, but you're not preventing the contaminants we're talking about today, the BTEX components and the ethanol, from entering the environment. If you do that, you are polluting. So if you today have any petrol runoff running into your interceptor and you haven't installed an ethanol filter, there is a very strong chance that those contaminants are entering the watercourse. The problem for the regulator is that it's under a very confined budgetary time in the world we live in at the moment. And there is a need for enforcement, but there's also a need for understanding. So we're at a point in evolution where regulation is here in a timeline, and fuel has moved along, and regulation isn't necessarily keeping up with that. And I think it's difficult for it to do, because as it does that again, it will change again. The regulation can only be based on the premise of non-pollution. So it's strong enough in that sense. If I pollute, I pay, I get prosecuted, and the impacts are what they are. So I think it's very difficult to change the regulation on that. Certainly the requirements as a result of regulation to prove that you've cleaned up rather than visually are excellent, because it means the environment becomes a cleaner place, cleaner than it was pre the incident. That's a good thing. But regulation on its own isn't going to solve this. Regulation is only a tool, and one of the reasons why any company would do it. The key is for the company corporately to have a responsibility, to have as part of its ingrained system a desire not to contaminate the environment and not to pollute.